it looks so amazing. All right, without wasting much time, we'll be having different speakers that will be talking to us on different career paths, on different sections. And also, by my far left here, I'm going to be introducing the speakers so you get to know who will be addressing you. By my far left here, we have Mr. Tobe Chuku, aka Kwechiri no gree for anybody. So please put your hands together as you get the name. And next to him, of course, we have Mr. Emeka. Mr. Emeka is also a data analyst. So he's going to be teaching us and taking us through that journey. Please jam your hands together for Mr. Emeka. And by my right here, we have Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel, jack of all trades. Master of all. You said that, I didn't say that. Yeah. So please put your hands together for Mr. Emmanuel. And of course, next to him, we have Mr. Ultrasound. Ultrasound, that's how we call him. So he's going to be taking us on journalism. So please jam your hands together. Also, we have an online speaker. Before I move into the next person, we have an online speaker who will be joining us online. So she's not yet present. You guys will be viewing her online, and she's going to be talking to us also. So please, let's also acknowledge her presence online. Please, her name is Annie, Miss Annie Nnamani. Sorry if I murdered that name. All right, and for not the least, the last woman standing in our midst, the woman that is just, she's sparkling in our midst. She's also going to be talking to us. She was one time a student here also, and that's why, so that you will get to know that you are not just here to look at faces and all this. So she was a student here, and you can see the transition as she has moved from being a student now. She's going to be addressing you also today. So please jam your hands together for Miss Tracy. All right, without further ado, let's move forward because we've actually wasted time, so that we'll actually close and relieve you guys on time. So we're going to be inviting Miss Tracy to please give us a welcoming remark, an open remark. Please put your hands together for Miss Tracy.
So I can tell you the value of tech, media, and so today, in the world, the technology drives innovation, communication, and business. Well,
Sorry. Yes. Okay, can hold it. Can hold it. You can hold it. Sorry. All right. All right, sorry for that break.
Okay, sorry for the break in transmission. Okay, so today I'm here to share with you all today why tech and media skills are very important in today's world. So let's start with technology. Think about the apps used on a daily basis, even bank transfers, playing games, playing music, everything. Even just scrolling through social media apps like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or even Buzzbuntu that is created by DDM. Behind all these apps, we use in our convenience, are skilled workers like programmers, cyber security professionals, developers, data analysts, all of them work behind the screen to make these apps very convenient for us to use on a daily basis. Then on the other hand, media has transformed from the traditional TV and radio we all used to know. Now we have social media platforms, content creation, digital marketing, and digital marketing. And businesses today leverage social media for their businesses to succeed, not only because of their products, but also due to their ability to create compelling content and tell stories that will engage customers and turn that engagement into sales. So this blend of tech and media defines this new digital age that we have now. It's opening up career paths and opportunities for everyone, even all of us here today. So why is tech and media important to us? It is important because whether we are fresh out of school or trying to have a head start in our career, or even trying to grow our business, we need tech and media skills. We need tech and media skills to thrive. And they also enable us to adapt to this digital age we are living in now. So today we'll explore these opportunities and show you how you can take advantage of them through the training we offer here at DBM Academy. We'll look at hands-on tools and real-life applications of all and ways we can build a career in business that is future-proof. The future is tech-driven and media-powered, and it's up to us to embrace it. Thank you.
Thank you for that brief opening remark. That was amazing, and I hope that our students that are here will actually grab one or two things. It's not just about being here, showing yourself present. And please, also, I would like to add, if you have any questions, just signify. A piece of paper will be shared across. Just pen down your question. Every question you've come in here with will be answered before you leave this place. Thank you. And our next speaker. Okay, calling on our next speaker. Oh, put your hands together as we make welcome. Just simply. Yes, I'll do that. Sorry. So please, we'll be welcoming our next speaker to come and talk to us on journalism. Now, this speaker is very eloquent, so you must really, I will advise you to really pay attention so you don't miss out on anything. And don't forget, don't just say, I'm not here for journalism. Journalism is not my thing. No knowledge is waste. Because by the time you look at it and say, journalism is not my thing, you are limiting yourself from acquiring knowledge in that aspect. So I would like you to be with an open mind and receive everything that you've learned here today. So please make welcome Mr. Ultrasen. Please put your hands together for him.
That's how you do. All right, thank you. I welcome everybody here, especially our external guests. Please, if you are an external guest here, can you stand up? Stand up, please. If you have not been living with us in this complex, stand up. Stand up, stand up. All right. You all are students. All right. Are you all students? Huh? Is anyone in a secondary school? Yeah. How many of you? Okay, 2 persons. While the other 2 have graduated. Please let us clap or put our hands together one more time, because it is not easy. It is not easy for somebody to honor an invitation. So you all did well. We welcome you. We give you a very beautiful and warm welcome. We all have your seats. Now, somebody said, introduce me as what you are saying. Of course, that's what my colleagues call me. But my real name is Mr. Tochukwu Raphael Ogwamaka. That's my real name. But if you are not an Igbo, don't waste your time trying to call my father's name Ogwamaka. No, just call me Tochukwu Raphael or Otrasei. Do you understand? Yes. So that's by the way. Now let's get to business because we have limited time. Journalism is a very big term. So I'm not going to exhaust what I have on it. But for the sake of clarity and smooth communication, I am going to categorize my speech into two. So I'm sure you have your paper and your writing materials. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is information age and self-development. Information age and what? Self-development. And then from there, I will move to the next, which is journalism in the diaspora digital media. Journalism in the diaspora digital media. So first, the information age. Now, do you know that we are very privileged, we all that are here now, we are very privileged to find ourselves in the information age. So many persons in the past, our forefathers and our ancestors, they did not meet this kind of opportunity. They lost it. But we are here witnessing the information age. But the thing is that everybody is calling this age in which we find ourselves information age. Have you ever bothered to call yourself, why is this called information age? Can you attempt this, an answer to this question? Yeah, from among the four persons, what do you think the age in which we find ourselves is referred to as information age? Because in the past, information existed, true or false? Knowledge existed, true or false? Communication also was in existence, true or false? So why is this particular age referred to information age as though all these were absent in the past? Can someone tell me from among the three of you or four of you? Quickly. Please, I want this person to hear you. Be loud enough. Project, that is the essence of journalism. You have to be loud, project your voice. Continue.
I would say it's called information age because information can be bought through advancements.
A round of applause for him. What's your name? Chinedu. Thank you very much. So, despite the fact that communication, knowledge, and information existed in the past, what differentiates information in the past and information now is the manner in which information is what? Transmitted. That is the only thing that marks this age as information age. You know, in the past, for example, in Igbo land, we had communication. When, you know, in Igbo land, there was this kind of association. We had the Council of Elders. We had the 8 grades. At a point in time, they came together and had a meeting. Now, have you ever wondered why? Okay, let me use the Nollywood you watch in movies, Nollywood movies. You see the way a king will ask his guard to go around the village. If he wants to summon a meeting, he will ask his guard to go around the village to call what? The elders, from one house to the other, from one house to another. So they use human being as a means of information. But today, look at what is happening. Today you have very beautiful, we have very fast train or vehicle with your phone. Today, you can have thousands of persons in one association. And then if there is a need to come together to have a meeting, what happens? You just open your phone, the admin or the president of that association will just type on WhatsApp, there will be a meeting today. Even if you are in Enugu or whether you are in the Imo State, wherever you are, you will see that thing. Why? Because of the power of the means of communication, which did not exist in the past. That's why I told you our ancestors did not enjoy this opportunity. So I want to form a foundation upon which to build the essence of journalism. We are in the information age. That is a very important thing you must know. And from there, I will graduate to our next thing, which is self-development. Now, the reason for self-development hinges on the fact that we are in the information age. So if you have not realized this fact, it means that in Igbo language, so it means that everybody it is expected that you should avail yourself of that opportunity. Otherwise, therefore, self-development comes in now. The information age has been established that everyone should avail himself or herself of. Now, what is now self-development? Self-development hinges on what I call intangible assets. Intangible assets. What is an asset? An asset is what something is valuable. This my phone is an asset. This mic is an asset. An asset is something that you can use, that can be used, that is valuable to you. The dress you are wearing is an asset. Do you understand? Water is an asset. So, but there are tangible and intangible assets. Now, you heard, for example, recently, Tinubu, President Tinubu said that, or let me say the federal government is introducing a new curriculum into secondary school. And this new curriculum is based on the fact that every single student that is graduating from school must have at least how many skills? Who knows? How many? At least 2 skills. Whether you are a girl, you must have at least 2 skills if you are a graduate. Why is that so? Now, this new policy is long overdue because other countries have long established this kind of curriculum where their students acquire skills. And now our own is just coming now, but it is good anyway. So every student is graduating must graduate with at least 2 skills. Why is this so? It is so because the federal government wants to align our mind, align our culture, align our whole being with the situation or with the demands of the 21st century. And that demands hinges on what? The information age. That is why I said before, the information age, very important. So that is the foundation. Now, I am talking about self-development that hinges on what? The intangible assets. The intangible asset is very, very important. And when you talk about the intangible assets, you talk about the acquisition of skills. What is unseen? You cannot see that thing, but that thing is very important. Now, I'll give you two or three examples. One from history and one from the current trend now. before Nigeria, are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to ask questions, especially the external guests. So in 1960, or before 1966, 1967, when Nigeria had a very brutal war, there was this conflict between the federal government and the Biafra territory. How was it solved? It was supposed to be solved by the meeting the heads of both parties had in Ghana, what we call Aburi Accord, Aburi Agreement. What happened? The heads, those who were governing the Biafra territory, as led by Ojukwu, Odumegwu Ojukwu, and the federal government, they had a meeting in Ghana. The meeting was mediated by the governor of Ghana, Joseph Ankara, in January 1967. So the reason for that meeting was to resolve the conflict between the Biafra territory and the federal government. So at the end of that meeting, listen very carefully, at the end of that meeting, it was agreed, all parties agreed, both the federal government as led by General Gowon, Yakubu Gowon, and Ojukwu, they had the agreement, all parties, as well as all the military, because there were 4 regions there, the eastern region, the western region, the midwestern region, and the northern region. They all agreed that there was going to be a confederation. Confederation is a political system where you have 2 or more countries coming together. They come together and then there will be a central government. But the central government will be weak. Why the leaders of the regions will be strong. That is, the subunits will be stronger than the central. That is confederation. So, but what happened? After that meeting was held, Gowon, who was leading the federal government then, did not understand the meaning of confederation. He agreed to it, but he did not understand the meaning of confederation. So when all these parties went back to Nigeria, Gowon did not implement what was contained in that agreement, the way Ojukwu and other parties had expected. And what happened? That was why the war happened. If Gowon did not understand the meaning of confederation, why? Because he wasn't educated. 1. Then number 2, he did not go along with political or legal advisors. He just went alone with his secretaries and all that. But Ojukwu was educated, 1, and Ojukwu went along to that meeting with political and legal advisors. But Gowon was not educated, he was not anything. So he did not understand the meaning of just the word, simple word, confederation. And then the war happened. Now, what am I saying in all these things? Education is the greatest intangible asset anyone can have. Education is what? The greatest intangible asset. Mandela Nelson said that education is the greatest tool that one can use to change the world. Why? Because he believed that education is the greatest intangible asset. If Gowon had understood that confederation, what confederation meant, maybe he wouldn't have agreed to that Aburi Accord, but he did not understand. So lack of education means you are gone completely. Now, let me give you an example that you will relate, the Gen Z is here. Recently, there was this guy trending. What is this? Alex, the one that is selling a meat pie. Meat pie. Can someone do it the way he did? Someone from the Gen Z side. We have watched the guy, so let me hear you. Haven't you watched the person? I demonstrated the way the person did. Meat pie. Now, wow. So now, let me tell you, the reason why the guy became great, or has become great now, is not that he was selling meat pie. No. That is not true. because there were several other persons selling meat pie the way he was doing. No. The reason why he became great, or he has become great, two reasons. The first reason is the manner in which he was selling the meat pie. Remember, we're talking about the means. What differentiates information then and information now is the means by which it is being transmitted. So means is very important. Means is very important. So the person telling you, I'm coming there gradually, the gradual process. So means is very important. So the guy has become popular now because of the means. He was selling the meat pie. That is one. Then two, the second reason why he became popular is because he is an adult man, male. It is very difficult for you now to see somebody like me, a man, selling meat pie, while my mates are driving cars, others are doing this. It is very, very, very difficult. So he humbled himself. These two reasons combined to make him great. So why am I saying all these things? The intangible asset of humility projected him to greatness. So the intangible asset, very important. We have so many of them: love, kindness, wisdom, smartness. But the greatest of all of them is what? Education. And the only thing you can do for yourself, the only good you can do for yourself is for you to develop yourself, is to advise yourself, develop, and that is going to seminars. For example, now in this setting, you are being transmitted. That information is being transmitted to you. We are in a semi-formal setting now. So you are acquiring the knowledge, because education is all about knowledge, acquiring knowledge. So you are acquiring that intangible asset. You don't know the good you have done to yourself to have stepped foot in this complex. If you know, then you understand the value of the intangible asset. Now, from here, we've talked about information age as the foundation of the whole thing, of the 21st century, anything. I've talked about self-development hinging on that information age. Everything is revolving around digitalization. Everything, whether it's health, whether it's agriculture, whether it's entertainment, everything. Now, let us now go to having established the foundation. Let us move forward to the main thing: journalism in a diaspora digital media. Say journalism in a diaspora digital media.
Journalism in the diaspora digital media.
When you talk about journalism, it is not, I told you before that journalism is a big term, so I'm not going to be exhausting the content of it. Just say a few words and the most basic ones in it. Journalism, let us analyze it from journal. You know what journal means? Journal is just keeping of records. A book, for example, you want to keep a record of what you do every day, or the experiences you have every day. Each day you write them down. That is, you are keeping a journal. A journal is a book containing record of events, record of thoughts, record of experiences you have. So I want you to understand this. Now, journalism is simply the activity of collecting information, or let me just say the activity of collecting facts, collecting data, collecting news, transforming all these things into information, and then projecting all of them to the global world. That is nothing. If you say it this way, you have defined or you have understood the meaning of journalism. Projecting of information. You know, information is different from facts, although it is derived from facts. Without facts, you cannot have information. So journalism is all about collection of facts, collection of data, doing something, going through a process, and then projecting it when it has become information. Now, in journalism, in the diaspora digital media, the way we do it here, broadly, this organization, DDM, broadly has two objectives, or let me just say two goals. The first one is development of talents and the impartation of skills. That is the first goal. That is why you have DDM Academy and then DDM Publishing Journalist Department, which is subdivided into Publishing Department and Broadcasting Department. Now, you cannot broadcast without having the skills, can you? It's impossible. You cannot write without having the skills, can you? Can you? It's not possible. Now, even when you broadcast, even when you can write, after writing, and it is not, you must need something to project it to the outside world, isn't it? Huh? Yeah. Something like what? Mention an example. What can be used to project what you have written or what you want to say to the outside world, to make somebody in Enugu, if you want somebody in Enugu to hear it or to read you, what is the means to achieving that goal? The media, thank you. And even that media is a broad term. When you analyze it, you see you have a website. For you to project something, you must have what? A website. You must have established a website. Now, this underscores the importance of being skilled first. And these skills, all these skills are taught in the DDM Academy. We have web development. We have, my chairman here can mention them. So many skills. If you have that just one skill is enough to make you a billionaire. One skill. So these are the two things we do here. Publishing, broadcasting. But first of all, you must acquire the skills. You don't have the skills, forget about it. So you are here. I appreciate you for coming here. And I assure you that your coming here is not in vain. It is only to expand your horizon. Your coming here is just for you to acquire something that will move you positively, will progress your life. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Please, a hand of applause once again for Mr. Ultrasan. That was amazing. And I hope that our audience here, your piece of paper has been shared to you, has been handed over to you. Please put down your question. And I heard him say, they said something about government policy, because if you don't ask questions, I will ask questions from here. And I hope you are actually writing something down, because there is a saying that the shortest pen is forward. Is forward, please. Can we engage? All right. Now, the shortest pen is, they said, far better than your brain. Your brain. Why is it so? Because your brain cannot remember everything because of so many activities that you get involved in, you're engaging yourself. So whenever you are penning down, it's easier for you to remember and pick up from there. So he said something about intangible assets and tangible assets. So I don't want to ask you a question now on that, but I hope you're putting it down. But before we bring in the next speaker, which is online, please, I would also like to acknowledge the presence of our boss here, who just walked in, Mr. Tim Elum. Please put your hands together. And it's also our sponsor here. So he's also going to be talking to us briefly. But before then, please, let's make welcome our online guests. Our online guests, I hope you're hearing us from here.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Are you with us? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All
You go
right.
ahead, we can hear you.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us at this point in time. The floor is yours. So you have the floor. Just talk to us on what you have for us today.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Annie Labrechi Namani. I am a data analyst and also an AI engineer. I work at the Data Invest community and also TN Analytics in Lagos. So I live in Lagos and I'll be talking to us about AI today, right? So please confirm you can hear me.
Can hear
Can
you.
you?
Go ahead.
We can hear her, just say.
Yes, we
okay.
can.
Okay, and you can also see my screen, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So like I said, today I'm going to be talking about how AI can help us grow in the tech space, okay? And before I start, I would like to talk about what AI is, and AI is also known as artificial intelligence. So let's see AI like, how will I put it? Your personal assistant, right? Somebody that you have given information about yourself that can help you run through stuff, help you make schedules for your meeting, help you go through your tasks without you having to repeat yourself over and over again. So AI is just like a personal assistant that you give data. So it works based on the data that you have given it. All right. So that's what AI is all about. And today we're going to be talking about how you can optimize AI for your learning journey, right, in tech space. Right. So the very first one, which is how AI can help you in terms of repeated tasks, right? So I know that it can be really, really tiring when you have to do a task all over again, over and over again, all the time, you're doing the same thing. So with AI or your artificial intelligence, it's not magic, it's not science, it's not rock, paper, scissors, how they'll call it like that, right? So it's just AI working with the data that you've given it. So instead of you repeating a task over and over again, AI can help you go through these tasks, and so you have other time to do better things, right? So in terms of repeating tasks, instead of going through that, AI can help you do that, right? So we're getting to the exciting part. So in terms of learning partner, this is the part that I love the most, right? So when I started learning, I was start with data analytics, right? So when I started learning data analytics, I was going through the internet. I was learning everything and nothing at the same time. So I was learning with YouTube, I was learning with Coursera, I was learning with so many other online platforms. But I wasn't getting what I wanted, right? Because I didn't have a pattern. I was going through different roadmaps. I was just there. So I decided to use AI to say, okay, can you create me a schedule? Can you help me create a roadmap that is very, very easy, that will help me get to my destination? This is what I want to be in 2 months. This is what I want to be in 3 months. I want you to help me create a roadmap that will take me there. And the good part I like about AI is you can make it do things the way you want it to, right? So you can tell AI to explain something to you or create something for you like a child. Maybe you have let's say complex things are usually too hard for you to understand. So you can tell AI that, okay, I want you to explain what is natural resources in, let's say, less than 2 words, or less than 2 sentences. Or you can tell it to explain to you like a baby, or you can tell it to explain to you like a child in preschool or anything like that. AI is capable of doing that. So that was what I did. I went to AI and I said, please give me a roadmap that will help me land a role in 6 months in data analytics. And I got it. So all my research that I've been doing online, going through different resources, trying to learn data analytics, all of it came to an end in less than seconds because I was able to communicate with AI. I decided to use my AI for that, right? Also, I work as an AI engineer, right? And you'll be surprised. I learned that using AI. I learned how to create AI using AI, right? So it's a beautiful thing. So in terms of learning, AI can really, really help you, make learning very, very, very easy, right? So if it is schoolwork, if it is tech work, anything at all, you just need to give it to your AI and tell it. And the good part is you don't even need to speak big English. You don't even need to say all the BB grammars in the world. Just tell it the way it is in your head. You give it to it, and it's going to help you restructure it and give you, okay, this is what it looks like. So in terms of learning partner, not having who to communicate with, not having a clear roadmap for the test skill you want to learn, AI should be your best friend in that case, all right? Then let's talk about choosing a path, right? So I know it can be really, really difficult when you want to switch roles. So let's say you're a doctor, or let's say you're a data analyst and you want to learn a new tech skill or a new skill. It can be really difficult deciding what you want to do. So you could just go to AI and say, okay, I'm a data analyst. This is what I know how to do. This is what I know. I know how to use this tool. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. Can you recommend another tech skill that I can learn? And within seconds, you get good options of what you can learn based on what you already know, right? So instead of searching through the internet and trying to see, oh, what can I learn, and wasting time, because like I said, you can read through an entire the entire browser and still not get anything out of it because you have too much information. So much information can lead to no information at all. So in terms of picking a career path or picking a test skill that you want to learn, you could just go to AI and say, these are the things I am good at. Can you help me recommend the skill that I am going to learn, right? And AI will do this for you, okay? So another way we can use AI is staying updated with trends. So in the tech world, trends or updates are something that will drive you crazy. I'm not even lying. It's something that you want to be updated, because if you're not updated in the field, you're going to be in the past, right? And somebody else will replace you. So in order to stay updated in this particular field, you need to be going through trends and you're trying to check updates to know what is trending so you can follow up. And AI can help you summarize all of these things. So basically what I'm saying is, instead of going through the internet or going through YouTube, going through that, going through this, you can just go through your AI and say, okay, I want to know the latest trend in the tech world. So you know how to skill yourself so somebody else doesn't displace you from your job. So that's another way you can use AI. And so this is my favorite part, which is boosting creativity. So when I'm bored, I go to AI and I say, okay, I have a dream and I want to build a house that you can put a car on, or I want to make a house from trash, or I want to make a house from this. And funny enough, AI will be able to create this thing for you, give you a picture. You don't need to go out there and look for someone that did architects in school so that the person will start building something or start drawing something for you. You can just go to AI and say, this is what I want to do, and it's going to give it to you. So in my slide, you can see the picture I have there is a house that was made from trash, right? And then it has like, I told it to put a car anyway, so I don't know why I put like an aeroplane there. So I said it should create a house that is made from trash, like trash and paper, and there should be something flying, and also there should be a car at the rooftop. And here I gave me this picture. So if this is my dream house, now I can see where to start from. I can see that, okay, this is what my dream house is going to look for. It's going to look like, and I'm just going to carry on with that. So with AI, you can be really, really creative. So let me take it to the part of data analytics, right? So sometimes when I'm creating dashboards or when I'm creating reports and people come to me and they say, how are you so good with these things? Sometimes what I do is I go to AI and I say, okay, I have these two colors and I want you to help me come up with a great color that is going to help me create a beautiful dashboard, right? And AI is going to do that for me. So when you're not looking at my dashboard and you're like, oh, this is so beautiful, I'm like, AI helped me. I'm like, that's it. So in terms of being creative, AI can really help your creativity. And so many people, I've heard people say that AI is going to displace you from your job, AI is going to do that. AI is not going to displace you from your job if you know how to utilize it, if you know how to use it to enhance your skill. So what I do is I take my skill, right? And then I use AI to enhance it and say, okay, this is what I have in mind. This is what I want to create. I want you to give me a beautiful picture with what I have in mind. Sorry. And that's exactly what AI does for me. So in terms of mixing colors and creating beautiful dashboard, I use AI to do that. Sometimes when I create reports and I'm reading through it and I'm confused, I can say, okay, go to AI and say, can you help me make this thing a little bit simpler so that if I'm giving a report to my audience or my stakeholders, they will not be confused. And AI is going to make everything really, really, really simple for me. So that way, I will save time. So the time I'll be using to try to restructure words and all of those things, I'll use it to do better things. So in terms of creativity, AI is your go-to guy, right? So, and speaking of all of this, I'm trying really hard to be fast because I think I have the time. So now we've seen that AI is a very beautiful thing. It's your assistant and it's not magic. It works based on what it was given, right? So when you give AI data, it's going to work with that data. So all the AI you've seen in the world, they've been fed with data, right? From the internet, from textbooks, from documents, from a whole lot of things have been fed to that AI. So anything AI is giving to you is as a result of what it was fed. It's not magic. It's not just talking based on what it knows. It's based on what they have given it, all right? So now AI can be very beautiful. AI can help us create beautiful things. It can help our work get easy. It can help us to be pro at our works, right? But then we also have downsides of AI, and I'm going to talk about that. Number one is high implementation costs. So in terms of this, developing AI can be really expensive. Like I said, I work in a company where we create chatbots, that's AI. So you can create a company's chatbot and feed it with the company's details. So if you say hi, and it's now replying you based on the company's details instead of based on what is online. So in terms of creating that or paying for that, it can be really expensive. And then number two, I have over-reliance, right? So people, or how do I put it? So when you start using AI, some people don't have control. Let me put it like that. The fact that this thing is supposed to help you develop your skill. Some people don't have control. They cannot think with their head anymore. Anything they want to do, they go straight to AI and they give it to. So that is the disadvantage. Disadvantage is your brain is no longer working because you now give everything to AI. So in as much as we have AI to help us work, you also have to also think, right, with your head. So the disadvantage is that so many people that use AI now, they don't even think anymore. They just go straight to AI and give it to AI. They're like, oh, why do I have to think when I have AI? You still need to make use of your brain. And then we'll talk about data privacy and consent. AI, artificial intelligence is not something that you want to give your private data to, right? In as much as we say it's an assistant, you don't want to give it your private data because it's the internet. AI is your internet. AI is your Google. And you don't want to take your personal details and give it to a computer or take your company's details and give it to a computer. That is why when most people say AI is coming to displace you from your job, no reasonable company will want to give a computer that detail, right? Because the moment you feed that AI that detail, it will store it in its database. So when somebody else come and asks something related to that, it can start giving your company's details to that other person. So in terms of data privacy, AI is not really reliable in that part. So if you want to share details with AI, it should be things that if you see them on the internet, you are fine. So in terms of data privacy, AI has its downside. Then lack of human touch. Although it's trying to sound more like humanly, but if you give AI or if you present an AI related work, for one, I can tell you that AI wrote this for you, right? Because AI sounds like AI. AI sounds like artificial intelligence. It doesn't really have that human touch when you're writing. There's a difference between a book written by an AI and a book written by somebody that is actually human, right? So AI is like computer and then you have human. So that human touch is not really there, but maybe we're getting there, right? And then maintenance and update. To maintain AI is very, very, very expensive. And also updates, right? So if, like, let's say for instance, if you know ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT, the last update was in, I think, January this year. I can't really remember. I think January this year. It means that if you ask ChatGPT for any information concerning today, let's say something that happened in Nigeria today or yesterday, it cannot answer you because the last time it was given information was earlier this year. So it cannot tell you anything that happened within this time. So in terms of updates and maintenance, maintaining these things can be really, really expensive and really, really high tax. So downfall of AI is, or the downside of AI, we're talking about high implementation costs, we're talking about surveillance, we're talking about data privacy, we're talking about human touch, and we're also talking about high maintenance and update. So just to conclude this, like I said before, AI is your go-to friend. You should make AI your bestie, but in as much as you're making AI your bestie, you should also make research. Like, so when AI gives you, not research, you also go through your work. So when AI gives you something, so if I tell AI, can you help me, can you tell me a story, or can you define data analytics? So when it gives me the definition of data analytics, I'll go through it. I have to go through it and also maybe try to see if I can change some things to make it look real and everything. So you don't just take what AI gives to you and put it out there. Why am I saying this? So I went for, let me just wrap it up. So I went for an event and the lady was talking about how she uses AI for everything, right? So they gave her son an assignment and they told them to, they should bring a song that says something about together, something about unism, something like that. And she went to AI and she said, she wants Afrobeat song, something about togetherness and everything like that. And AI told her, okay, take Tiwa Savage, Together. She didn't even search, and then she put in the song's assignment and she's like, Together, Tiwa Savage. And she said it was later when he came back from school that they were now saying that there's no song like that. That she started asking around, is there any song like Together by Tiwa Savage? And people were like, no. So because she didn't confirm, she just went to AI and AI said, okay, take this song. And she went there. So when she went back to her AI and she said, there's nothing like that. So AI was like, oh, I'm sorry. There was a mix up, da, 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 da. So the whole summary is, whatever AI gives to you, we know that we're trying to utilize it to make our lives easier. Still verify, still confirm that this thing I'm taking from AI is reliable. So that's where I'm going to end. So thank you.
Now it is said that artificial intelligence is actually taking over the world. Imagine when you don't have the knowledge, the basic knowledge for this. How would you cope? How would you push through? So this is why DDM Academy now is presenting this opportunity for you, not to be left out. And our speaker here, when he talked about knowledge, tangible and intangible knowledge. This is part of what we are talking about. So brace up yourself as we bring up board the next speaker, who is going to be talking to us on project management, digital marketing, and content creation. I believe as young guys, we are always with smartphones, scrolling down. I can see all of us with phones, still scrolling down. And majority of us are on social media, looking at, following up on trends. These are content that people sit and generate. You understand? So someone is going to be talking to us also on that, so you know how it's been done. Yes, you have the knowledge. You don't just sit and be crediting somebody, because on every click that you click, you are crediting the person's account. What is stopping you from making that also? What is stopping you from crediting your account? So please put your hands together as we make welcome Mr. Emmanuel to talk to us on this aspect. Thank you.
Thank you to the host. Good afternoon, everyone. They've introduced me the first time and they've introduced me again. So I would like to leave out the introductions again. When you think of tech, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? The new faces to answer. When you think of tech, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? The first career, the first role that comes to your mind? Anyone, just anyone. Web development. Another person? You? AI engineering, you? AI. Now notice how everyone here just mentioned web development, AI engineering, and all of these technical roles. You see, in tech is much more broader than some of the technical roles that involve coding, algorithms, and all of that. Without the not so technical, I call it the not so technical aspects of tech because they involve some sort of technique, some sort of technicality, but it doesn't involve the traditional coding, traditional writing codes on your VS Code and all of that. Now let's start with content creation. Take, for example, a good product. Say WhatsApp is launching. WhatsApp is launching. This is the first time that WhatsApp is launching. No one knows about them. As in, they're entirely new to the market and they just want to break into the market. How do you think they are going to market themselves for all of us across the world to know about them? Any idea? Okay. Advertisements. Okay. In what way? What form of advertisements? Take into in the digital age, what form of advertisements do you suggest we use 2024? Say WhatsApp is launching in 2024 right now. What sort of advertisements, through which channel do we do this? Social media, basically. Everyone here is on social media. Everyone here, I'm sure all of us have accounts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all of that. Now, BuzzBuntu, PlayTube. How many of you know about PlayTube and BuzzBuntu? Okay, we'll still get to that at the latter part of today's seminar. So the way you market, digital marketing is basically marketing your products on a digital channel, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and all of these channels. Taking your product online, basically. And the way you do this is through a strategy. So it is through digital marketing that you're going to learn all of these strategies. You're going to know how to place your ads. You're going to know how to get to your target audience, a specific targeted audience. Now, let me touch briefly on content creation. Say a product is very good, but there's no market on the content. There's what we call product documentation. There's what we call the blogs, all of the various contents you see that different products launch. For example, iPhone 16 launched sometime in September, right? Prior to September, we saw the market in iOS. How many of you like Apple products? Nobody's using Apple. Okay, well, say before a product launch, all of us already know about the features of that product, the chip, the iOS, and all of these things. So it is the content team that organizes all of these things. The content team presents it. The content team writes those blogs. The content team makes it simple for the end user to understand what the product is all about. By way of writing blogs, by way of product documentations, the aim of the content and strategy team is to simplify all of these things in order for the final user of this product to understand. And if you are not very well versed in content creation and strategy, you cannot function very well in that department. So content is basically making things simple, creating information, passing information in such a simple form to the final product user so they can understand what that product is all about. And it is not just in tech that we use content. Take, for example, you run a business. It's business people. Who has a business here? I'm looking at someone that has a business, but she's. So your small business, let's take the academy, for example. When we started the academy, we needed to get online. We needed people to know about the academy. What did we do? We went online. We started pushing out contents about our academy, but we didn't just push it out anyhow. There was a strategy, right? So it is this strategy that we use that made us gain the sort of online presence that we have now. What I'm trying to say in essence is that the not so technical aspects of tech are as important as the technical aspects. My goal is that at the end of today's seminar, some of you will want to consider enrolling for the not so technical aspects, even though they call them not so technical aspects, but they are very important. In project management, we use Asana, there's Trello, and some of these products that we use to make things easier in project management. Project management, on the other hand, is the process of seeing out a product from the development stage to the launch. When a product is being launched, there are different stages from the tech dev team, from the dev team to the design team, to the marketing team, and all of these teams. It is a project manager that is in charge of seeing out this entire process. It is the project manager that is in charge of setting a budget. It is the project manager that is in charge of allotting deadlines, specific deadlines for a product. So the project management basically organizes the project management that reminds the devs that this is what you're supposed to do. This is what this is supposed to do. The project manager is basically the brain behind a product, apart from the dev. So, any questions before I continue? None of you is interested in content creation, digital marketing, project management. You're interested? Oh, I was asking if there was any question. Not exactly like BrainJotter here now. BrainJotter also is content, though, but sort of organized content in tech. Content in tech. So tech is really, really broad. It is not just the web development you see. It is not just the data analysis you see. It is not just the AI engineering. All of these departments sync for the success of a product. The other department is as important as the other department. Any questions? You guys, can I see your hands up? The people that are joining us today. No. I just want to know your areas of interest. What's your area of interest? Or you like front-end development, you? Graphics design, you? Graphics design. Cyber security. Voila. No, 2 years ago, I wanted to get into tech, right? I was looking for, I basically wanted to get into tech. There were several technical roles at the time. I mean, there was AI development. AI wasn't as popular as it is now. There was web development, graphics design, UI and UX. And then there was also content and strategy. I took online courses at the time, Coursera, Udemy, got some certifications on content creation and strategy. And there were a few openings at the time. I shot my shots at the content and strategy job at the time. I think the role was $6 an hour. Luckily for me, I got the job at the time. That was my first ever role in tech. I was being paid $6 an hour, 40 hours a week. Before then, I didn't know that the not so technical aspects of tech as profitable as the other side. So for someone in Nigeria, $6 an hour was a lot for me, working 40 hours a week. It was something big for me. So I got in. I was part of the product team that built tutorial products. We didn't build. Our job was sort of to push out the content about these products. We put out the products, we put out the contents, we marketed the products, and then we were behind the strategy. So these were the things we were doing. I'm telling you these stories that I want you to look at the benefits of this not so technical aspects of tech. So at DDM Academy, it's our goal that we can present all of these opportunities to you. It is our goal that we give you a lens to see things from all of these angles so that you can make a choice. Of course, our content and strategy course, it covers everything from content creation, strategy, SEO, and all of that. Digital marketing, there's the email marketing. Email marketing is basically, you see all of those targeted emails. Sometimes you stay and you get emails from people you did not subscribe to. So this is marketing. These are all targeted marketing, all in the goal of they want you to click. They want you to see their products. In digital marketing, there's also influencer marketing, social media marketing, and all of these branches of marketing. The opportunities in digital marketing are endless. Am I communicating? Yeah. So project management, I come back again to project management. Project management is sort of the brain behind the whole product space, from initiation to the launching to the marketing, the design. It is the project manager that tells the developer that this product should be ready at this particular point in time. It is the project manager that tells the designer that the design should be ready. He sees out the entire process of the whole product space. So I want you to think of the endless benefits of these careers I've just mentioned. Yeah, affiliate marketing is, of course, part of digital marketing. It's the kind of marketing where you market the products of other people and then you earn commission. So it's still part of marketing, but you are not marketing your own product now. You're marketing the products of other people. That is why it is affiliate marketing. You understand? So it's a whole lot of it's a very big industry if you decide to dig in. Yeah. Yeah, lately we've seen companies employ email marketers and doing a lot more of email marketing. When you go to their websites, once you visit their website, you just get that automatic. You see those emails coming in. You're already getting information about them. So, but a whole lot of people are into affiliate marketing, but companies, especially tech companies, are now moving into email marketing. All right. So all of the branches of marketing are actually very important. Yeah. Questions? All right, so my goal was to touch briefly on each of these branches of marketing, each of these branches of the not so technical aspects of marketing. On our own app, the Boss Buntu app. When we are working on the Boss Buntu app, we need a project manager. the developer, the designer, and all of these different departments. So what being at the academy offers is that you're working on real life projects. You are learning, and then you're working on the products we are building, right? So say the developing is going on, you see the way it's done. You decide to major in project management, you are going to be overseeing the developments from the start. You follow up with the designer, you follow up with the marketers until the launch of the products. So these are the opportunities that project management will offer you. You want to say something? All right. Thank you very much. And see you guys.
Thank you. That was amazing. How many of you are familiar with this brain chatter? This thing?
No.
I mean, who can join me in that? So that's content creation. Do you understand? That's content. You might be wondering, what is he talking about? What's content? Content, because growing up then, trust me, you're not alone in this question. Do you understand? Growing up then, when I heard about things like content creation, when you say creation, of course, we already have an idea, but we now say content. The only thing I knew about content was a container. Either you carry a 20-liter container or that's what I knew. That's what I understood. That's what I understood. Then when I say content creation, and I say, this one wants to confuse me. Me, I can never be confused. So, I cannot create the container. Not be God, not be all these producers also now, but he has to do. But then I started asking questions, and that's where now takes us to where the speaker that spoke about, talked about journalism, said about information. And remember, if you're not informed, you're what? Deformed. You see how all these are intermarried to each other. And the world, tech has made the world a global village. Now you have that information in your hand. You have it, the power is in your hand. So in your bed, before even saying good morning to anybody, you should have kissed the information, say good morning, grab everything that is happening around you, because you don't even know if they are shooting next door. So that information will actually guide you. That is what will guide you. That is what will guide you. That information is what will guide you. Do you understand? You acquire the knowledge. So he has touched on that, and that's amazing. And you know, in school also, then when you talk about affiliate marketing, I was always wondering, affiliate marketing, affiliate, what was that? The English was too big. Too big. You might be wondering, but you know, you have a great advantage because you have a phone now, because then when we're much younger, who does monkey banana? We have a see phone. You ask questions, you understand? Then they say affiliate marketing, you have to start. I was thinking is about going to the market. Do you understand? I didn't really understand it. It took me time also asking questions and all this stuff. Now, this is another thing I want to bring to your knowledge. How many of you know about Elon Musk? You've heard about him. Okay. Now, you've heard about him. That's good. How many of you have heard about what this is his name? The one that owns, what's his name again? LinkedIn. All these guys, they were friends, living in one room together, living together. They were friends, so they said. Now, why am I touching that aspect? I'm touching it because now DDM also, diaspora digital media now, Academy now has also done that same purpose now. You know, there's a platform that is always given to people. And this is what diaspora media actually done, DDM has done now. He has also brought you guys now together under one umbrella. It is now left for you to identify that opportunity. Because the next person the person sitting next to you might be the next president, or it might be the next Elon Musk. You never can tell. So you just grab the opportunity and try and interact with yourself. All right, without wasting much time, we're going to dive into another discussion now. While we bring on board a guest who will be talking to us on, come on. I'm not going to hear, but don't put that right, You know, I never hear them. Jesus. I'm not going to like to Pause. I don't see hands. Foodies. So, Mona, relax. They call me load. So now we're going to be bringing on board our next speaker who will be talking to us on office suites, cloud computing, data analysis, all these are tech. Now, let me even advise you, or should I say warn you or what? No. If I were you, I would avoid every distraction. Do you understand? I will avoid every distraction because you need all these skills. If you are skillful without the knowledge, you're as good as nothing. If you have the knowledge, you don't have the skill, you are still not going anywhere. So what is what doing? They say is what doing well, right? So I would advise you just pay attention, listen, grab everything that you can in this seminar. Grab everything because it's going to be helping you in the next future. That's why the theme of this program is future-proof. Future-proof your career. If you don't have a career, what would you prove in the future? Nothing. Nothing. There is nothing to show. You go explain, you go tire, no evidence. So let's bring on.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me well? Can you all hear me? Okay, let us clap for ourselves again to be among this, to be here at this time and dispensation that we are discussing about the digital media and digital skills. Why I say we should clap for ourselves is because if you can recall back and start making your calls. Am I right? You're looking at me, you're looking at me as if I'm speaking language. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if you're not operating the digital space, you're left behind. Just imagine that you travel back home and your grandma asks you, that means your grandma doesn't have a phone. Let's even talk, doesn't have a digital phone, not even a Nokia phone. So she's being done what she's left behind. Are you getting me? So you at this time and dispensation has to do anything possible to get yourself involved in this space. Anything you can do. Now, in the digital space, you have lots of them. Graphic design, like our brother said, content creation, social media management, data analytics, web development, cybersecurity, digital marketing, everything. I always tell people that the bedrock of tech is, that's how I see it, is graphic design. That's the first thing I like. I think it's the first thing I did. Because once someone gives you a computer like this, what do you think you're going to do with the computer? Apart from graphic design, you have the office suite. So once someone gives you a computer like this, but the first thing you need to learn how to use is Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Access, and all of them. And if you don't know how to use these things, you don't know how to use your computer. That means you're using your computer to play games. While other people are making money with their PC monthly, you're just playing. At the end of the day, you'll still be asking your parents for better money. So I think the best thing we can do for ourselves is when we get home, as long as you have a PC, or at least you have a phone, learn what to do with your phone. I have Microsoft Word on my phone. I have spreadsheets here. I have lots of digital apps that I work with on my phone. I don't just, even if I want to play a game, or play a game when I'm tired, I want to sleep. Are you getting us? So unless you're playing a game that will affect you money, there are lots of games that once you're playing, you're making money. if you know how to play the game. You understand? So there are lots of them online. So, but that's not what will make you tomorrow. You're not going to become a game player. You're not going to feed your family with a game as a game player. Are you getting us? So getting the knowledge of Office Suite is very, very paramount in the digital space. Learn how to make use of your Excel spreadsheets. Only that alone can make you fortune. Working in companies like, okay, if you're able to develop insights with companies' information, information is data. You understand? So let's say DDM employs you and says, okay, you're going to be taking the record of every student here, their payments, the date of their employment, their age, their address, how much they paid, how much they are owing. You're going to be writing all this down in your spreadsheets because DDM does not want to know what's this one client. Probably if a client is supposed to pay 150K and pays 50, it's being recorded. As far as I'm concerned, everybody here, if I come from the angle of a data, everybody has a data analyst. It depends on how you see it. Everybody keeps record. You understand? This young boy here that's going to be a big man tomorrow will come back. Daddy, you told me you're going to buy me Apple 2 days ago. He recorded it in his head. Are we following? So if we're able to learn all this, then so if like I was saying earlier, if you're working with DDM, you need to tell DDM that, okay, out of 20 students, 15 paid, 5 did not pay. Why didn't they pay? Okay, I contacted them. Are you following? This is the story. I'm not coming from the angle of a data analyst. Okay, because the work of a data analyst is tell a story with a particular situation. You understand? 15 paid, 5 did not pay. Okay, I got the 5 that did not pay. 2 said they're going to pay tomorrow. You understand? 1 paid 50K today. The other 2 said they will call you tomorrow. You understand? They wait for their call. Or we said, okay, the person that paid, call him back and ask them when they're going to complete their payment. Are you getting it? So I've told you the story of a data analyst now. So now, now working in the digital space, this story I've told you is the information that you recorded. Now bring it to a particular software, let's say Microsoft Excel, other higher software like Microsoft Power BI and others. You work with them, clean them, analyze them, and put them in a chart that you don't need to come and tell Oga, we have 20. He just needs to look at the chart and see 20 students. 5 male, 6, or 5 male, 15 female. You will see a graph chart that says this set started from March to September. You understand? And the charts might not actually be a straight line chart. And I said, okay, this started from March, and in August, there was no classes because of one or two things that happened. And from that August, it rose up again and ended in September. Are we following? So this is what you can develop with Excel. Let's not even talk about bigger softwares. Are we following? And this alone can make you. Then we go to the different business centers. We see people working with Microsoft Word. We call them typists. But they do a whole lot of work. They be typing every day, printing, typing. Today we have what's it called? An AI material, AI software that, like, if you send me a written document now, the way to go to your hand, I'll use a particular AI and transcribe it into a text. I get it, then print it instead of all those typing. I follow you. So for you to be in the digital space, you have an advantage over people that did not witness all this. Are you getting? So count yourself as lucky being here. The rest, like Microsoft Access. Okay, now I'll take us from Access to Access is a mini online bank built by Microsoft. I'll call it bank, like the place to save your information and documents, folders and data. Are you getting it? So then if we now go into, because how many of you believe that a skill is better than luck? a skill is better than luck. How many of you believes a skill is better than luck? You might walk into this place now and say, I predict that it's going to rain today, and walk away. It may rain because we saw one or two things. Understand? But somebody might walk into that place now, fetch one leaf, fold it, drop it. It might do something that he wants it to do. If it doesn't do it, it's not going to rain for the next 1 month, and it's not going to rain. It's a skill that he learns. You did your own via prediction, but he did his own via something that he learns. Are we following? Sorry that I have to give example with leaf and all that. So it's better that when we go home now, the first thing that should be in our mind is how do we glue ourselves to our PC and our phones? Are you getting to upskill ourselves? Because honestly, I wish I utilized the opportunity I had when I was I started making use of PCs. Yeah, we had a business center then. I was playing with computer until I decided to work with the computer. You understand? Then when I was younger, I used to draw. So I grew up as an artist. Before I decided, okay, move to digital space through graphic design. You understand? Working with Photoshop, working with CorelDRAW. Are you getting it? So don't say, okay, because I draw with pencil, I cannot know. AI has given us a leverage now, even if you're drawing with. Now, I was telling somebody this morning, I was watching a video someone made telling a story for, I think, children that were in the assembly. So the teacher was telling them to provide rooms, provide this, and the still of the AI. The teacher, we are having a teacher-parent meeting, and we are telling the teachers, we are telling the parents how much their children are going to pay. And something struck me. I told my friend that was around me that now is the time for Axis to make money. Like Axis, that draws very well, that can tell a story. Tell you a story, okay. Coin a story, make the sketch, like people watch cartoons. After making the story, then use AI and form a video. You don't need TG or Mokri and this guy to come and develop your video for you. Just find the stable AI, transcribe your drawing, your sketches into animated products, and now use other aspects of the tech, that is the media space, and promote yourself through digital marketing and all those things. Before you know it, you become a brand. People start looking for you. Other artists start looking, okay, can we develop something? I can draw this. How do we collaborate to make money out of these things? So this is the time. Are we following? Now, if we come to the, like when our friend was talking about AI. When you hear about AI, you become afraid. Somebody said then AI is going to take your job. I said, oh, no problem. AI is going to take away our work. No problem. But believe me, before you give AI a data to work with, AI is not going to clean your data for you. AI is not going to clean your data. You're the person that knows the structure of data. You must clean it yourself. So after the cleaning now, you now use a particular software, okay, upload it or give AI an instruction. AI will now form a model based on what information you have given the AI. Are we following? So if you want to do something, someone says that AI, do it first. Are you following? Like when she was talking about advantages of AI, she also mentioned about disadvantages of AI. Because I may generate something, every other person here may generate 70% of the same thing I generated. So who has the original content? Are we following? So aside this now, if how many of us have heard about cybersecurity and has interest in studying cybersecurity? You understand? Yeah. So cybersecurity, it came up as the rise of insecurity that we have towards the internet. Our Yahoo boys, what we do, how we launder money, and all those things. You understand? So that came about the rise of cybersecurity. Are we following? Now, I'm not going to dive into cybersecurity like that. I think the other thing that I want to talk about is cloud computing. Are we following? Now, cloud computing and cybersecurity has a similarity. Are we following? And data analytics has a similarity. Now, if I tell you the story of the a data analyst and a cloud computing engineer. You understand? In the cloud computing, they have different factions. You have cloud computing engineer, you have cloud computing architects, we have cloud computing experts. You understand? So it's until you get to that space, you decide on one angle that you're going to be. But then the whole thing is to take your data to the cloud, and that is just that. But it's not easy. The foundation of I think the primary example that we have is this our Google. What's it again? What is it? Let me try to see it on my phone. A Google Drive. Are you following? If you don't want to lose any video on this your phone, any picture, any document in this your phone, once you download it from WhatsApp or anywhere, just go and save it to your Google Drive. You understand? Even if your phone gets lost 1,000 times, sign in with that same email, download all those information, or you have access to those information. You understand? So this is what cloud computing can do for in your phone through Google Drive. So we have different cloud computing softwares. Microsoft has Azure. Google has their own. You understand? Amazon has their own. A lot of companies are coming up with their own different cloud computing platforms. But I believe when you want to work, you work with the tech giants companies, either with Google or Microsoft. Are you understanding? So these days now, if like when the what's it called, the INEC chairman, when they come to tell us that information was lost, they're not serious. They're joking. You cannot tell me that the country's data is stored somewhere, and maybe the place was boggled, information, a PC was stolen, hard drive were destroyed. A country's data, they're joking. Are you following? Because Microsoft built a data center in Lagos. You know how many billion they spent to build a data center? Are you following? So these places are more. Gives us the leverage to store our data, and from there push those centers to the cloud. Clouds are just platforms. When you're hearing cloud, don't think it's the cloud. It's just a platform. Upload your data, upload the information, but to upload it is a process because there are so many securities you're going to create and give people accesses. You might give me access to see a particular page, other pages. You might give this person access to be able to see, analyze data. You might give this person access to the back end to see the data. Are you getting it? So you might give this person access for payments and record keeping. So building accesses in all this in this platform is the process that you're going to learn when you decide to study data with us. Now, we also analyze data, clean data, all these things we see we do on data on Excel, you can see it on the cloud. So once you bring up your data in this, let's say Microsoft Azure, you're still going to do all those things. So it depends on the company. You're learning on this things based on, you don't know the company you're going to work with. Once they mention, okay, have you worked with so and so platform? You say yes. What have you done there? I've done this, okay, you're the guy. And mind you, when you're hearing about data, data is something that is very discreet. Now, someone got a job, someone was telling me this story earlier this year in Germany. What happened? He went for an interview. He was working in a company in Europe, somewhere else, then came to Germany. They now went for an interview. They asked him, okay, why am I going to employ you? You're working in this company before, you worked in this company as a data analyst, which builds a reputation for you. But the guy now asked, why am I going to employ you? He just made one statement, because I'm going to protect your data. And the man just smiled. I said, okay, I'm going to employ you. And that was just that. But if you take the normal employment procedure in Nigeria, it will not be the same thing. They're looking at, okay, I've worked here, I've done this. But this guy knows the nitty-gritty of data. Data is all about protection. I don't want you to have my data because you have my data, you have my money. Data is wealth. Are you getting it? And once the guy mentioned, I'll protect your data, he got the employment. Are you getting it? So as we are seated down here, Don't go back to start playing, to start being people that you hang around with today. You understand? People that you hang around with today will leave you tomorrow if you're not successful. If you're not keeping up. So let there be something that will be called upon. Hey, this guy can do this, once computer is concerned, they must call you. Is either you do this one, or do this one, or give someone an information that will help them. So when they become that person, they'll not forget you. Are we following? So these and many more are what I have in mind to share with us. I don't know if anybody understood or learned something from me here. You should declare for yourself, please. All right. Boss.
Thank you. That was amazing. You might be wondering when he's talking about the INEC chairman saying that the information was lost. You might be wondering, what's he talking about? How does it now relate? Get the right knowledge. You understand? Get the right knowledge, I understand. That was cloud computing. Now, if you have your question, please, question has started coming in. So just write your own also and send it in. Not by the time I throw my own, just be ready to answer me. Now, there's one thing to get knowledge. There's another thing to get the right knowledge. I'll say it again. There's one thing to get knowledge. There's another thing to get the right application, the right knowledge. And getting the right knowledge, you now need the right application of knowledge, of that knowledge. Now, what am I saying? What I'm simply saying in essence is that wisdom is not found anywhere. You can't see wisdom anywhere. But wisdom is found in words and in action. So here in DDM, we don't just equip you with anything, rather, we are equipping you with the right information, the right knowledge, and not just that, with character. In other words, you learn also, we impact you with knowledge and good character. That's part of it. That's why I say wisdom is found in words and in action. If you are acting determined that you have this, you're getting it. So please make sure you send us your question, you write your question down, and refreshment will soon be going around, so you don't feel so tired and other stuff, to keep you active for the next speaker. Now, we're going to be stage again. The next speaker will be talking to us on video editing and videography and photography. So let me tell you, this is another skill that is so sought after in the market. This is another skill that people are running. When they talk about content creation, you can't do without these skills. You see why they all come handy. So please, we're going to bring. So best put your hands together as we make welcome Mr. Cordelia Ojiako to talk to us on.
Nice. I hope you all can hear. Thank every one of you for your patience and for your listening ability. I will be very brief. I'll be very blunt. I'll be very straight to the point. What I have to say is basically for people that are still in school, secondary, after secondary, the people that are still looking for admission into the university, and then people that left the university. Why do I want to follow this approach? You will probably not be able to teach an old dog new tricks. That is probability. You may be able or you may not. So that is why I am focusing on people that are in school or people that just left school. The world is changing, or rather the world has changed. A lot has changed. Nigeria has changed. I don't know if you understand what I say. Nigeria has changed. Somebody said that Nigeria is in a state of Shetima. If you understand it, then it is good for you. If you don't understand it, ask me later. I will explain. Later, I will explain. Nigeria is in a state of Shetima. Even the world is still about to go into that same state of Shetima. That is why you should equip yourself. What did I say? Equip yourself. You can only equip yourself to face this current world or Nigeria as it is now by acquiring skills. And when you go about acquiring skills, do not be petty about it. Do not limit yourself. Every skill is important. If you find yourself in an environment that you notice that there is a skill there that you can acquire it. Why am I saying this? That skill may be the particular skill that will save you, where you ask yourself questions. Why did I go to school? Why am I going to school? How am I going to survive? I am talking to the young people here that are in school or that just left school. If something happens in your family now, I am not saying anything is going to happen, and you find yourself in the streets looking for how to survive, what will you do? Let me start from you. If you find your, let's say for example, or let it not happen, no, but let's say somehow you find yourself in the streets, what will you do? Stand up, speak up, relax. What can you do now if you are thrown on the street without any support? What will you do? Do you know, like something you can pick up today and do it and earn money now, tomorrow, next tomorrow, what will you do? Yeah? Music. Can music feed you tomorrow morning? Can you do a good music now that somebody will give you money now that you used to have breakfast tomorrow? Sit down. Let's talk to you. If you find yourself on the street, what will you do? Now, right now.
Wow.
Not anything. What will you do today that will give you breakfast tomorrow morning? Eh?
I can drive.
That is wonderful. You can see somebody that you can carry now, and the person can give you money. Tomorrow morning, you feed. Now, I don't know if you grab where I'm coming from. Sit down. No skill in this current dispensation is negligible. If you find yourself in any situation where you should pick up a skill, please do not hesitate to do that. It is very important. Why am I saying this again? When you are in school, you are under an umbrella. I am talking to the young ones. Please concentrate. Please concentrate. Please concentrate. I have just like 10 minutes more to talk. If you are in school, you are under an umbrella. Somebody is picking up your bills. Somebody is anchoring you. Somebody is protecting you financially. You will only understand what financial protection means the day you graduate and jubilate and write something on your uniform, on your white, done and dusted. Then you start understanding little by little. Tomorrow morning, you call your people. Hey, Daddy, I beg, send me money. The only thing you can lie with from that moment on is your project. Reality will start sinning. Then after you lie with your projects, I don't know, the only lie remaining is your youth service. What you will use to go for youth service. That is the only lie remaining that will make your parents to give you bulk money. I'm not talking about little monies. I'm talking about bulk money that you use to flex. Then after the youth service, you now come out and the world is there. You'll be like you are thrown into a desert. The first thing that will make you survive fast at that moment are the skills you picked up. And unfortunately, our education system does not give you that opportunity. You hardly pick up skills from your secondary school to your university and your youth service, unless you open your eyes and acquire the skills against all odds. That is the only thing that will ensure your survival. Now, why I'm basically here again is to talk about a skill in videography, in photography, and in video and photo editing. That is what I am going to talk about. How relevant is it in this current world? Do you think it has gone moribund? Do you think it is not relevant? It is very much relevant. That is one of the reasons why I said the world is diversifying, the world is changing. If you go online today, basically, once you enter online, once you go into any social media, videos are thrown at you. Pictures are thrown at you, whether you want to watch it or not. You get bombarded with videos, you get bombarded with pictures, you get bombarded with graphics, designs. It clouds your head, it is your mind, it drives the way you think self. That is why I would want to advise you, in all your gettings, get wisdom. Yourself to get skill. It is enough for me. No. Get as much skills as you can. Do not limit yourself. If you limit yourself, your tomorrow will be limited. You will find yourself being suffocated in what you don't want to, in places you don't want to be. Video skills, video editing skills, video recording skills, it's all over the place. I am not going to tell you what is videography. You already know that. I am not going to tell you what is photography. You already know that. I am just giving you this opportunity to advise yourself better. Look around you. If you can get any skill in videography, in photography, and in video editing, please get it. People talk about staying in their homes and working for foreigners online. You can do it with all these skills I mentioned now. It is one of the best internationally marketable skills. If you find yourself anywhere in the world, video editing in Nigeria is video editing in Russia. It is video editing in Afghanistan. Photography here is photography in Afghanistan. The only thing is, can you do it? Are you proficient in it? For people that want to japa, when you go there, you go to London and you talk about learning another skill again, and it becomes very expensive for you to learn it at that point. But this is something you could easily learn here. Anytime you travel, you bring it up. This is money. And in DDM here, we are offering opportunities for you to learn videography, learn photography, and then we teach you video editing. Why I am saying this is because you will not know where you find yourself tomorrow. And even if you don't find yourself where you don't like tomorrow, you find yourself where you like, it will still make you money till tomorrow. You will still be in high demand tomorrow, professionally. You will still identify with trends tomorrow. Now, content creation is raining. Everybody wants to be a content creator. But people are behind those contents. People produce those contents and they get paid for it. People do online marketing. They don't market their products without proper videography and photography. They don't. And if you know what you are doing, you collect premium pay to do what you love doing. So sometimes when I say things like this, a lot of people do not understand, especially people that are growing up. Why do they not understand it? Psychologically, they are not really that wired to understand it. But a time will come when you start looking for skills. So boy, you start talking to your friends. Guy, I see the fine work. I dey go interview. I won't go this place. So they call interview for Lagos. So, and you want to enter a vehicle and go to Lagos. But let me give you an example of how easily you can get a job. You can get a job faster in another job than getting a job from your house. Do you understand that? If you are doing a job, let's say you are a tailor. Some of us will look down on tailors. But do you know that if you want to be a banker tomorrow and you are a good tailor, do you know that it's easy for you to get a banking job from your tailoring shop than for somebody to prepare from his house and apply for jobs? Why it's easier is because if you are diligent in what you do, you are rendering services to people and you are meeting a lot of people. And in meeting a lot of people, it opens up doors for you to grab exactly what you want. Opportunities that you cannot grab from your house, where you are comfortably lying down and eating and sending applications for jobs. But having a skill will give you that opportunity to meet people that you don't even dream of meeting. Photography can make you stand in front of a governor, or videography, because you may not know when that skill you have will open up that door for an opportunity for you. You, in your house, you may not have opportunity meeting an important person. Another advantage of having a skill and being diligent in your skill is it helps your communication. When you leave school, you find out that fear of your lecturers and your teachers, it still lingers in your mind. It still lingers in your psyche, that when you see a potential boss, communication becomes difficult. I don't know whether you've noticed that. You find it difficult to communicate with people that are older than you. But when you have a skill, it opens up your horizon, the way you think, the way you reason. You
Applause for him. That was amazing. That was super, super amazing. Now, the reason why we organize different speakers to talk to us on different sections, different. I don't need this skill. Now, the reason why we put all these speakers together so that they can talk to you is for you now to familiarize, understand the area in which you stand, from where you stand, and don't come here without answering the question. Eh? You cannot be here without answering the question. So I'm going to be throwing questions left and right from what you've heard so far. I've also been writing my own down. I've been writing my own down, so I'm going to be asking the questions. So we'll get your questions ready, pass them across. If you need an extra sheet, I remember in school then I used to ask for plenty extra sheet. How many of us go ask for extra sheet in school? You sharp. You sharp. I see no wonder. So please, without wasting much time, let's put our hands together. I should welcome Mr. Joseph Tobechukwu Maduka to take us on tech. Did I say tech? Of course, we are dealing with tech. Now, to take us now, basically on some key areas that you guys have had, my brother Yesse is interested in it. Cybersecurity, web development, all these areas. Now you're going to be fed with them today. You know why I'm excited? When I heard about web development, I always ask a question. You know, when you want to chat with someone on Facebook, you go to a Facebook page. You want to send email, you go to email page to send. You want to browse, you go to Google Browse and all this stuff. When I say coding, and I say, well, where do you go? I believe some of you might have the knowledge, but I didn't have it though. I asked questions. And I remember in this occasion, I asked somebody and they were just laughing at me. Instead of you giving me what I'm saying, you were just laughing at me. The person is not even tech inclined. No. He was just laughing at me. But today, we can't share the same platform because he's still way behind. When he saw the play, he was like, guy, what's up? I said, there. You go explain, tired, no evidence. So the question I was asking, I was laughing at me. He was not asking me the question. Do you understand? I was not asking, where do you go to code? Where do you go? I think if not for that, I would have just gone through my message to bring out the question I asked. And the answer is yeah. So many of us today also might have those that same question, the similar question. Where do you go to do this? Where do you do that? How do you do this? So you have all the answer today. So without wasting much time, please put your hands together. If your hands are not too busy, can you show them together?
Yeah, thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, Lawrence. Good afternoon, everybody. How are we all doing? Are we actually getting the gist? Yeah. Okay. I'll be talking today about graphene key areas in the world of tech today that is actually ringing the bell. Everybody wants to be this or that in tech. So, if you have this document, I would want you to go to our aims. We are not. So, let us look at our aims here. Basically talking about the aim. So take a look at number 3. It says and journalism training to it used to be go to the university, you come out, you get a job, and wow, it all starts there. But now, even after going to the university, you still think of doing your master's. And after doing your master's, you need to think of going abroad. Maybe you come back with a PhD before you can do something tangible. Before the paradigm shifts happen. And here we are talking certificates now. What do you know? So let us still look at the 5th item. It says, to support innovative tech projects that will redefine healthcare, politics, and business in Africa. Let's take a look at the 6th one. It says, support innovative tech projects that will redefine. Okay, sorry. Okay, still the same thing. No, then let's take a look at the 7th one. It says, to build a global network of media and tech professionals focused on African development. At DDM, we are interested in building Africa, setting the stage for the world to know that Africa has got all it takes to compete on the global level. Now, let us bring it down to the reason why we are gathered here today. If you are here, I would say that you are actually privileged to have access to information as regards how the world works. Now, some of us have different plans. And in life, we must have encountered 1 or 2 things that is making, or that is actually keeping us where we are today. And if you are knowledgeable enough, you'll still be thinking on how to progress to actually get what you want. Now, skill acquisition is very, very good. But today we'll be talking about text
to be a cybersecurity expert or a cybersecurity professional, aside the certification, you need to understand the digital space, yeah? Which brings you down to what? The web development. Okay, now, you see that for you to actually achieve something in cybersecurity, you need to understand how the web works. And for you to get how the web to front-end development. When you're done with front-end development, you now think of build, you know how to build on the front end and database. Okay, fine. What next? You now start building web applications. People come, we can start building solutions for businesses, organizations, and even for yourself. Now, when it's to move your architecture to mobile, there you need a mobile app developer, or you can, as well as a web developer, depending on the technologies you work with. Let's say you're working with JavaScript, which I love so much. You can decide to learn a framework of JavaScript that is called React Native. React Native is strictly for developing mobile applications. Now, you have the idea in front end, you have the idea in the back. Now, you want to start building mobile apps. Okay, it doesn't end there. After building mobile apps, what do you now do? You now need to secure those applications against bad actors. That is where you can either decide to improve on your security skills. That gives room to cyber security studies. Now, somebody who has no prior background just wants to go into cybersecurity after consuming all the theories and technology and all that, get certifications. When you now get to the job, you will now still be sent back to go and understand how these functions. But because DDM is here, we have the opportunity to train you from the start. As you grow and progress in your desired career, you can focus and be good at what you actually do. Now, for those of us who know me before now, you will know that I am a versatile tech professional. Yes, and I would say it comes with a whole lot of experience, from building scalable mobile applications to web applications to mentorship. And remember this, you might want to go into tech today because you believe you need money. No, that is not the right mindset to go with it at all. At DDM Academy, we not only give you what is needed in terms of study, we also groom you on how to actually get things done. All right? So now let me bring us back to this number 3. It says to provide accessible tech and journalism training to Africa's youth through the DDM Academy, empowering the next generation. Now, let us look at it from this instance. A lot of people think that there is money in the web. There are a lot of bad actors. Yeah, it is true. You can actually
convince somebody to give you money on the internet for something and you abscond with the money thinking that you are smart. No, you're only wasting your skills in digital marketing. Because if you can convince somebody to pay you for something, why not improve on it and scale it? So in the academy here, what we do basically is we train you, we groom you from start, teach you the do's and the don'ts. And after each level of education, we encourage you to take further growth, to improve further, because you don't just take one course and it ends there. No. After a particular level, you go back, take a rest, practice on what you've done, hone your skills, then you come back for more. And the sweetest part of it all is that DDM has enough projects for you to work on. We are not like any other person out there that will just train you and certify you and you go. No, we train you and we believe beyond every reasonable doubt that you are committed, that you are willing to grow, because we are also growing. And then at that point, we can say, okay, come and take a role in what we are building. How many of us here know that we have our own project called the Boss Ubuntu ecosystem? Okay, Boss Ubuntu is actually a social media platform for Africans built by Africans, and it's championed by DDM here. We at DDM Academy, we are building that. We have the Boss Ubuntu, and we have the PlayTube. This is more like the Facebook, you know, and the YouTube that you're already aware of. So as we are building and integrating different terms to make the future better, brighter, and smarter, we are still within our environment. Now we want to groom our own people, we want to groom Africans, we want to mentor young people who are passionate about tech and media to see how we can be the next Al Jazeera of Africa. Now it's a big step, it's a big decision, it's a big, it's a big dream, but it all starts with you. Have you made up your mind to say you are willing to take on this bold step? Now, a civil engineer can build a house, but he or she needs an architect to come up with a plan.
Mr. Tim said we should try it right now so that I can. Okay, these guys have it already.
Okay. To come up with a plan. And the architect needs the quantity surveyor survey the land and give him the feedback. You see how it all works. Nobody does it all. And that is the same approach it is. It's still the same approach we take here in tech as well. I will encourage us to please have this at the back of our minds. No matter the career, the career step we want to take to success, we should know that the required knowledge that we need is just 5% of what will give us success. Then we need God's grace is actually also 5%. Yeah. Then our character, our attitude, our focus, the way we see things, how serious we are, determines 40% of our success. And that is a total of 50%, yeah? Who can tell me the remaining 50%? I've said your character is 40%. The knowledge of the field you want to go into is 5%. The grace of God is 5%. What is the remaining 50%? What? Your commitment is actually your character, yeah. Your passion is still in your character. Your 5%, the knowledge. The 50% remaining is your environment. Is your environment enabling? You will see somebody who have the right things, everything, but the person is in the midst of where they cannot grow. get a seed, throw it on the stones, nothing. Give it a soil. You come back in 2 weeks' time, you see it germinating. So please, I want us to ask me, how do I take the bold step towards future-proofing my career? All right? Because we're already down on time, I wouldn't be going deeper much, but I believe I've touched us in a place where it's going to pinch us the most. Think about what you want the future to be like for you. Then DDM Academy is there to help you grow and become the person or help you improve on the skills that you are willing to carry on for the future. All right? And please don't forget, we are on social media on all platforms, DDM Academy, Diaspora Digital Media, and also Facebook, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everywhere. Don't forget that. And we look forward to hearing more from you, as this seminar will be monthly. We're going to hold it monthly every last Saturday of the month. So please, even if you don't get it right this time around, maybe next month you can still come up with your question and we're willing to answer. And that will be all from me for now. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Please, another one applause for him. That was amazing. Very educated. All right, now we come to the end of the seminar, but then before that, we still have one more person now to just come and give us a closing remark. Yes, we close. Yes, then before we now go into question, we don't want to do that stuff for people are very the rush, and we don't want to keep here. We promise to exceed here on time. We are committed to keeping our promises. So please, without wasting more time, let's put our hands together to make welcome Mr. T in the back to give us a closing remark. Thank you.
May I appreciate each and every one of you who made out time to be here today, especially our visitors. I see 4 new faces I've met before, so, and there are maybe some more others. I was made to understand that there are a lot more who should have been here, especially schools that were invited with their students, but for one reason or the other, they couldn't make it due to upset caused by the sit-at-home saga. We appreciate their interest, and we hope that by next week, they will be here. I want to appreciate the organizers, especially Mr. Tobechukwu himself, Madubuike, who was at the forefront of organizing this event, especially the academic side of it. We also appreciate those who worked behind these screens to make this event a reality. I want to appreciate the person who made the provision available, although unfortunately she's not here, but she also made sure that if not water we drink, you know, go hang for our teeth. Thank you all for coming, and I have a few things to tell us. Most of us in the audience know this musician called Bob Marley. Bob Marley sang a song, "In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty." You can imagine someone who goes to swim in a river only to come out thirsty. And yet that is what happens in the world around us today. Some of us are in a world full of knowledge, but yet we are ignorant.
And that is why I'll be talking to us about 3 siblings. 2 of them are twins, actually, and 1 is the sibling. The 2 siblings are ignorance and poverty. If you don't know it, that these 2 are twins. They walk hand in hand. They came to birth the same time, and they operate at the same frequency. If you are ignorant, you are poor. If you are poor, you are ignorant. So what are we saying in essence? That in the abundance of water, a food can still come out thirsty. The world is full of knowledge, and some of this knowledge are just a click away. But like one of our speakers said today, many of us prefer to say that 5 cents, 10 cents are coming in regular, every second. At the end of the day, you know how much that guy would have made. The irony is that we could use that same time, that same energy, that same data to create your own instead of using it to enrich someone. That is why in the abundance of water, the food can still be tested. Somebody say ignorance is a disease. That brings us to the twin brother, poverty. Let me tell you one story you will not like. Around the year 2007, then I was still in Russia. I called home and spoke to a couple of people. And I told them about a new company that just came in the horizon. That company was Telme. I know nobody here has heard about it because the company didn't make it the way they expected. Today, you use WhatsApp, you use Telegram, you use that company was the mother of all these so-called social media platforms you use on your phone today for calling. Telme approached me when I was in Russia, and they told me they're expanding, that they want people who will work with them in Nigeria. And I called home and spoke to some people. Telme said what they needed was just 50 people to come to Nigeria. They need to get 50 subscribers, but that each subscriber will be able to buy a smartphone. And their specification then was Nokia N80, which sells about $500. Then, economy was still fair. Things are not as bad as they are today. But after calling and I even spoke to your dad. After trying to engage just 50 people who will buy a smartphone of $500 and Telme will come, I didn't get one. Poverty is a disease. Somebody say poverty is a disease. Do you see how poverty and ignorance are twins? If Telme had come into Nigeria today and the 50 people, that 50 people were able to subscribe, they would have been the pioneers of what you call today WhatsApp, because WhatsApp was older than Telme. In fact, the person that eventually developed WhatsApp stole the technology from Telme. But because of ignorance and because of poverty, Telme never came to Nigeria. In fact, he never came to Africa eventually. But if not because of our poverty in Africa, then, and if not because of the ignorance in our minds then, because that time all this IT tech, we are still in the developing stage, but Africa was still lagging behind. That is why we didn't flow in when the technology was being developed globally. That brings me to the third brother of these two twins, myopia. Myopia is inability to see beyond your nose. When people cannot look and see what will happen after today. When I introduced Telme to Nigeria, if Nigerians were able to see what is about to happen, the revolution that is about to happen globally, I'm sure that we could have gotten the 50 people who only needed a smartphone, register for Telme, and Telme would have made them multimillionaires today. But because of myopia, they were myopic. What am I give you? You take your picture and go.